Hi students, today I am going to explain the CA number 5. So CA number 5 is create a login form which will check for username password. If the login successful, then go to the next form. That is what the student registration form that contains form fields, name, email number, mobile number, gender button. Write a JavaScript code to validate the above form. So what you have to do, you have to create a two form, one with the login form. So that login form has to be validated first. So if the username and password is validated. If the username password is correct, then we have to use the login. So once your login is successful, then it will come to the inquiry form or registration form. So in this registration form, we have these parameters. That is what name we have to enter, phone number, email ID, date of birth, gender, respective region where the person is reside, and finally we have to submit it. And for all these respective elements, we have to give the validation also. So name also we have to give the validation, phone number also we have to give the validation, email also we have to give the validation. So by using the regular expresses, we have to do the JavaScript code for the login form. Once the if the login is unsuccessful, then again it will ask please enter the correct login credential like that. So this is the program which we have to perform in the JavaScript or CA number 5. Now I'll go to the code. So okay, this is the code. This is the first page. This is the code which I already written. Just I'll explain the step by step. So HTML script, head script, inside the script of the function. So before I go to the function, I'll go to the body of the content. So just for I'm opening the body form. I'm giving the form name as a F1. This F1 as a form name. Then inside the form, I'm creating a table. So border as a one size and aligning as a center. In the center, I'm aligning the respective table which I'm creating. So for the table, I'm giving the caption as a login form. Then I'm creating one row as a username. So td username. So now here for that username, I have to accept the name from the user, right? For that I'm using the input tag here. Input type equals text. You have to user has to enter the textual information, that is the type equals text, and name equals t1. See, this is what important. Name equals t1 and required means the this name field is also a mandatory. Then I'll go to the password. Input type equals password. It will take in the asterisk, or it will hide the characters, or to turn that characters to the asterisk array bullets. Then the name equals t2. See, t1 is the username, t2 is the password. Then this password also is required. Then I'm going to display one button. So input for that separate column span I'm using the column span as a 2 align in the center. So input type equals button value login. My value is login on click. Once the user click the login button, like after entering the username and password, he has to submit, he has to login. No? So once he click the login button, return. Once the user click that button, you return to the function called login1. What is that login1? Here I have a login1 function. So this is login1. So in this login1, I'm taking two variables. First variable is a. In that I am taking in the document level, that is what document dot f1. What is f1? F1 is my form name. Here, see here, this is form name. Form name equals 1. That is what the f1. F1 document dot f1 dot t1. What is t1? T1 is my name, username. That is what the t1. So document dot f1 dot t1 dot value, whatever the value is entering by the user, so that I'm assigning to the variable a. Like that, I'm taking one more variable b. So document dot f1 is my form name, t2 is form. See here, t2 is form here. Password input type equals password, name equals t2. So t2 dot value, whatever the password is entering by the user, that I'm assigning to the variable called b. So here I'm checking the condition. What is that? If a equals admin, I'm defining the some credentials for the as a username and password. So if a, whatever the value is entering by the user is a admin, and logical and password is also a admin, then alert, you give the alertness to the user, that is what login successful. After giving okay in the alert box, then it will redirect to the window location, where window.location equals inquiry form.html. So once the login is successful, then it will redirect to the next page, that is what the inquiry form.html. Suppose if the login is not successful, if it's unsuccessful, then it will give invalid username and password other than admin. Case, it's a case sensitive, small case admin, username also admin, password also admin. So admin admin. If the authentication is wrong, then it will come to the else part. That is what document dot f1 dot t1 if t1 dot value equals nothing, means whatever the values entered by the user in the username as well as the uh, password you clear. That is, here I am not using any of the text, simply using the double quotes. Double quotes I am using here. So whenever you use the double quotes, immediately whatever the value is entered by the user, that will get clear. So first field also you clear, that is name field also you clear, as well as the password also you clear. Then document dot f1 dot t1 dot focus, means immediately when you clear the fields, immediately the focus has to go to the T1. T1 is what? That is the username. T1 is what? The username. So this is the first login form. Just I'll run this code to view how the form will be look like. So this is the form which I created. This is the form which I created. So there is a username. Here I have to enter the username as a admin, and here the password I have to enter as a admin. Other than admin, if I entered, it will give error. So once I complete the complete explanation, then I'll log in. So next we will go to the enquiry form. If the credentials are successful, if the user is successful, then it will go to the enquiry form. So in the enquiry form, again the script, in the script I have written some function. So before going to that, I'll go to the body of the section. So in the body form, I'm creating form. My form name is my form on submit return to validate form, So I'll come to this part later. So my form name is my form. So then I'm creating a table, some table I'm creating based on the parameter which we have to use in the program. So table border one align center, caption, enquiry form, or registration form you want, you can give. So next I'm creating a row as a name, input type equals text, name equals name. Name equals name. In previous we use T1 as a name and T2 as a name for the username and password. Here for registration form, for the name I'm using as a value to the attribute name, and it's required. Yes, this field also is required. It's a mandatory field. Then I'm using the phone number. Type input type equals text, name, phone. Name for maximum length 10 characters. Up to 10 characters user can enter the numbers, and it's also a required field. Then I have a email, type equals email, name, email, and it's also required. Means whatever the fields I'm displaying, whatever the fields I'm considering in my inquiry form, all the fields are mandatory. And here date of birth. So I'm displaying the calendar there. That is what type equals date, name equals DOB, and it's also a required field. Then I'm creating a gender. This will be the radio button. Input type equals radio, name equals G, value equals male, checked. Value equals checked, male. If the user is selected male, then it become a checked. Otherwise, if the user is selected as a female, then it becomes checked. Otherwise, if it's a others, then it will check it. So these three radio buttons I'm creating with the values male, female, and other. Whichever the radio button will check, that become checked. By default here I make it as a check. So whenever I load the form, immediately this male become a check, means it's a selected radio button. So other than that, you can select female or other. So this is how created the gender. So next continuation of that, I am giving the address where I have to stay. So for that, I am creating one more row, that is the address. I am using the select tag, that is for the drop down list. Name equals address. Here for the radio buttons, I use G for the date of birth, for the date, DOB, date of birth, email, phone number, phone, name. So here I am taking for the address, I am taking value as a address, then option like Karnataka, Goa, Kerala. So you use whatever the values you want. Then I am ending the one row with select tab. Next, ultimately, I am creating a button, that is what input type equals submit, value equals submit. So whatever that button I am creating, for that button, for that I am creating the submit as a button, and the value of that button is a submit. Means the text which is appear on the button is also a submit. The type which I am taking is also a submit. So now the button will get created. The value of that button should be a submit. So now I'll go back to the form tag. So form name equals my form, on submit, return validate form. So after user after entering all the data, that is what name, phone number, email, date of birth, gender, and address, and once the user submit, then where it has to submit, on submit. Here I add the on submit attribute. On submit where, return to the function called validate form. Return to the function called validate form. Here I have a validate form. So in the validate form, I use the function validate form. I'll check the condition. That is what, if document dot my form. This is my form name which I used here. Here my form. Here my form. Uh, dot name. Dot name. Here the name of the attribute name is name. The user info, whatever the name is providing by the user, that name dot value. So in my form, the field which I'm considering is a name. That value, whatever the values is entering by the user, it will match with this respective pattern. It will match with this respective pattern. So my pattern is character, character. So that is what the what do you say, the power or a caret symbol, uppercase A to Z or lowercase a to Z plus dollar. So when I use this pattern, whenever I use this meta character here as a caret symbol, initially means starting of the string, starting of the character itself, it will check in this format only, means first two should be a character, first two should be a character. Then I'm using the quantifiers like plus. Plus means here this is the initial condition check. The starting itself, it will check the condition. The pattern should be always start with the characters only, character strings only. Then plus one or more time, the same pattern may occur or different patterns may occur. And here I am using the dollar. Dollar y means the ending characters also should be ended with the characters only, means first two should be a character, the last two should be a character, middle it may be alphanumeric, it will accept. So here the condition is, the matching pattern is, whenever the user is giving the username, the first two should be a characters, the last two should be a characters. Why? Here I am giving the condition like that. The caret symbol I am using for the beginning of the checking, and the dollar symbol I am using for the ending of the checking, means the first two characters, last two characters should be always the character itself. Middle it may be alphanumeric, it will accept. So if the user enter the name in this format, you do not do anything, just you make it blank. If we enter other than in this format, means first if we enter the numbers, or at the end if we enter the numbers, or if we starting with the letters followed by the letters followed at the end, if we use the numbers, then it will give the error. That is what, please enter the characters only. According to this format we have to enter the characters. Then document dot form my form dot name dot focus, again you get a focus on the first text box which I'm going to use to provide the name here. This is what one condition. Once either if the condition is true, then it will come to here, means nothing will do, then it will come to the if condition. If the condition is false, again it will define the information, it will check the information, then focus will get, again it will check the condition. Again if the pattern is in this pattern, then it will go further. If the condition is true, then it will come to the second if condition. Here document dot my form. So my form name is my form dot phone. Here I'm taking the phone number. Here I'm considering the phone number. Dot value dot match, whatever the phone number is entering by the user, no, that you have to match in this pattern only, that is what, you have to enter only a numbers. So the starting of the character is a number and ending of the character is a number. So the one or more numbers you can enter as a phone number. So but here we fix the maximum length as a 10, up to 10 numbers we can enter till that. So it will accept whatever the numbers we are entering, all should be a number format only. So this is the starting checking, beginning of the information checking, and ending of the information checking. So first should be a number, last should be a number, and obviously the numbers only we have to give, because I'm taking the range 0 to 9. If the condition is true, if the phone number is a valid, then you display the message. What is that? I'm taking the variable as a message equals name, the text I'm displaying in my web page, document dot myform dot name value. So whatever the values entered by the user in the name attribute of the my form, that it will capture. So that name you assign to the message variable, like that. Document dot my form dot address, whatever the address is entering, you consider that value. And document dot my form dot g, what is g? This is the gender, either male, female, or others, that value you capture. And document dot my form dot phone dot value, whatever the phone number is providing by the user, that value you consider, and document dot myform dot dob, date of birth which is entering by the user, that you consider, and document dot myform dot email, whatever the email is providing by the user, that you consider. Means what are the values are entering by the user, that value will capture here, and it will assign to the variable called message. So finally I'm displaying a document dot write dot what message. I'm displaying the message, whatever the message variable contains the value of this information, that information will display in the web page. If the phone number is not available in this format, if the phone number is not available in this format, then it will go to the else part. It will say like, please input numeric characters only, only numerals you have to enter as a phone numbers. Then document dot myform dot phone dot focus. See here, first it's validated the name. If the name is successfully validated, everything is according to the regular expression, then it will come to the phone. And the phone number also it will check. If the phone number is not valid, if the phone number is not according to the pattern, then it will come to the else part. And the second text box, it is the phone number, will get the focus, means the cursor is blinking in the phone number text area, then it will false. So here, so if the phone number is correctly matched, is correctly according to the pattern, then you display all this information in the web page. So whatever the information will give by the user, no, so that information again it will display in the form. So this is what the CA5, that is creating a login form using the JavaScript function and validate in the second form. So now I'll execute this code, both the codes. So we will log into the form now. So once I give, so here I'm taking first A as a uppercase, A admin. So I'm taking, and lowercase I'm using admin. So when I'm trying to log in, it will say invalid username password, because see now the first text box get the focus, the cursor is blinking here, the cursor is blinking here, So again I'll put the lowercase admin and uppercase A as a password, admin. In the admin, uppercase A I'm using. So when I try to log in, it will give invalid username password. Now I'm using admin in lowercase, both admin in lowercase as a username password in the lower cases. Now login successful. It will redirect to the next form. So in the name I am giving Raghavendra. So instead of Raghavendra, if I type 1 year, then I'll go to here. So some numbers I will give, some email ID which I already have, I'll give, and the date I'm using, and the mail Karnataka, submit. When I try to submit, it will say like these enter characters only. That is what here in the name I use at the end number. So according to the pattern, what is that? According to the pattern, that it first two should be a characters, last two should be a character. This is the caret symbol I'm using for initial checking, and the dollar symbol I'm using for the end checking. So that I have to use. So when I remove this Raghavendra, it will accept. Now I'll come to the phone number. So I'll take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Only 9 digits I am entering. It will accept? Yes, it will accept. Sure. Once I submit, the name which I entered is Raghavendra, address is Karnataka, gender is male, phone number which I entered up to 10 characters, accept up to 10 characters, not exactly 10, up to 10 characters. You can start with only single number, 9 digit, your 2 digit, within 10 digit if you are giving, it will accept it. More than that, it don't accept. Date of birth which I selected, and this is the email ID which I given. So again, what I'll do, I'll go back to the page. So again, admin, login successful. Okay, here I'll give my name Raghavendra. Here I'll give number like 53. See, I'm keep on pressing some more number buttons, it's not accepting. So here up to 9 characters, it's a number. So here I'm entering A, it's a character. So I'm selecting some email ID, and I'm taking some date of birth, mail, and trying to submit. It say please input numeric characters only. When I click OK, see the cursor, it take the focus in the phone number. See A. So what I will do, I'll just give the different phone number. So 961167907907. This is the phone number which comes. take. So when I submit, it will submit to the form. Then this is the information the user is submitted. So this is how we have to write a simple code to create a login form and inquiry form using the JavaScript function. I hope you understand. If not, please watch again the same video. Thank you.